This is Minecraft. Peaceful, right? We all know what it is. It's calm, relaxing, and it's just a really good time. And this is all the mods. It's a pretty cool mod pack that adds some pretty nice features, but nothing too crazy. But that's not what I'm doing today. This is what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be surviving 100 days in a volcanic wasteland with all the mods and nothing to keep us company but our own thoughts. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't have that many thoughts. So it's going to be absolutely crazy. Will I be able to survive and thrive? Or will I succumb to my fiery fate? I don't know. You'll have to watch and see. Grab some snacks and a drink so that way you can enjoy watching this as much as I did making it. And with all that out of the way, let's get into the video, because I survived 100 days in a volcanic wasteland in hardcore Minecraft with all the mods. And here's how I did it. I wake up on day one inside of a strange bunker surrounded by lava, but there was a ladder there, so I decided to head up and see what was outside. And it was around now that I realized how screwed we really were, because all that was around us was lava, except for some small structures really far in the distance, which I had no idea how we were going to get to, because there ain't no way I'm swimming on lava, that's for sure. And the whole world is just lava, other than some weird structures like that. I've already done this through once, but I was on my other computer. I just got a brand new computer with I don't know if you can see, I got a 4070 Ti, baby. Yeah, baby. Woo! Yeah. So now I'm able to run shaders and I can do the cool things. This is, oh my God. Guys, you have no idea. I've been working every day for almost a year now trying to get this. Oh, it's so cool. All right, whatever. Let's just, that's beside the point. Let's finally start getting into stuff. We gotta get some wood first things first, all right? But I've already played this through once, so I have an idea of what I'm doing. So it's not gonna be Shrew be dumb. Shrew don't know what it's Shrew doing. As much so as normal, at least. First things first, got to do some right clicking on some dirt here. Get us some pebbles. After I was done grabbing some wood and some stone pebbles, I decided to open up the quest book and complete the beginning quest, which gave us some apples and some other cool rewards. And after that, I used our wood to make some sticks and all the stone pebbles to make some cobblestone, which I used to make some stone tools. And then immediately hop into cobble tools. Like all kinds of goodness. Kaboom, boys. Let's go. All right. And then cool thing is this has crouch to grow. Oh yeah, baby. After giving the tree a little dance show and helping it sprout its wings, I decided to craft something called a crook, which I used to collect a bunch more saplings and some silkworms, because X Nihilo's in this mod pack, so it's going to be really, really interesting. There's X Nihilo in this, so we'll be able to use that for a lot of things, including making some crooks so we can get a bunch more saplings, easy peasy, and we got something called silkworms. Now, I don't know if you guys have played old school Skyblock back like way in the day. Like I remember this stuff from when I was a kid, but there's these little silkworms, and the silkworms, you basically place them on leaves and they'll turn all of the leaves into silk infested or something, right? And then when you break them with a crook, you get string. So we'll do that now. Get us some good old string. While that does that though, let's check out the quest line, see what else it wants us to do. Barrels. Now that because X Nihilo's in this pack, the progression is going to be super similar to those old Minecraft videos we would watch. That was from Sunday and Craner and Scotta's Minecraft and things like that. So for me at least, the nostalgia factor is out of the building, dude. It's just so much nostalgia. Cool. That's 3 barrels. We'll just plip plop. No, wait. Ploop, plop. After finishing setting up the barrels, it turned out that our silk tree was finally fully infested, so I broke it down with our crook and got a bunch of string. Now, this string is going to be absolutely essential because we needed to make a sieve in order to sieve down materials into ores. And after that, I decided I need more dirt. So now we just need to get some dirt, and how we're going to do that is saplings into the barrel, and that'll start getting us dirt. Yeah, and as in-game Shrew explained, it's pretty simple. We just get a bunch of saplings using our crooks, and then we throw them into the barrels and let them compost for a little bit, and there we go. Pretty simple to get some dirt. And then there's our dirt, by the way. I then farmed down some more trees, and I used it to make a bunch more dirt because I really just wanted to try getting some farms going. I want that good dirt. I then used the rest of the cobble that we got earlier from smashing up the dirt to get some pebbles in order to make myself my first furnace, so I could make a bunch of charcoal to have some torches and things like that, before crafting myself a wooden crucible so that I could fill it with saplings in order to get us some water. All right, let that turn. Oh yeah, that's a lot faster. Yeah, that's a good deal faster. Usually it's 1 per tick and we'd be 1,000 ticks waiting. So here's a little tip for you guys. The wood crucibles aren't flammable and they require heat in order to speed up the rate of production, so you can put a torch under them and it won't really increase it all that much. But since this is a lava world, you're better off literally just going up to the top and placing it over some lava, so that way it'll increase the rate significantly, getting you water so much faster. So our next step now is to get clay. which means we need to get a hammer. And X Nihilo has some really cool features with this, where we can now break down our stone into like sand and blah, blah, blah. So that's what we're gonna do. So I went back to right clicking on the dirt in order to collect a bunch more pebbles, crafted myself a couple cobble, and then I used the hammer on it to smash it down into sand and some dust. And I needed the sand in order to make us some bottles, because I needed the bottles to collect the water out of the crucible first. And then I also needed all that dust in order to combine it with water inside of a barrel in order to make it into clay. And boom, we got us some clay. Oops, we got us some clay, which we can easily just craft like that. Make into the unfired bucket. And then do this. There we go. Let that bad boy fire up. Get fired up, dudes. God, I'm actually like minced. Also, here's another tip for you guys. There's something called a crafting table on a stick. You just combine 2 sticks in a crafting table, and then you can put it into your accessories slot and set a keybind in order to open up a crafting table literally anywhere in the world. It is amazing. Now, actually, I just remembered something too. There's something called a crafting table on a stick. This is a tip that I'm gonna tell you guys, because it took me all the way until day like 90 on my world that I was playing on my other computer before I figured out what this was. You put it in here, and then you can have a crafting table like with you everywhere. You just need to put a keybind, which I'm gonna actually do now. I'll do my mouse button like a baller. See, check that out. So now we don't even need to actually have a crafting table anymore. We can just do that. Pretty sweet, huh? And now that I was done showing you guys how to make a crafting table and a stick, back to the present moment. I collected our ceramic bucket from our furnace. There we go. We got us a fired bucket, which means that now I was able to actually get buckets of water instead of having to use these stupid bottles anymore. But it was going to be a little while before our crucibles were done with all our saplings to give us a full bucket of water. So in the meantime, I decided to make a couple of sieves and some meshes out of string in order to finally start breaking down some of those dust and gravel and sand into some ores that we could use later on. All right, sweet. So we got a couple of nothing. We got like nothing. What do you mean, dude? That's like the most barren thing I've ever had. What? That's crazy. And it wasn't long after that until our water was finally done being produced and we were able to get our first bucket. Oh my god. Let's go up and get us a bucket of water, I hope. But something really unfortunate happened when I went up there to get that water. So we should have a bucket of agua. Whoa! Ah, you little turd. What are you doing? Oh. Oh my god, one of your llamas are missing. What happened, sir? Hey man, you know, I heard you guys, you know, want a hot tub? Swim?
That's gotta be racist. There's no way.
Give me the lead. Get downstairs. This is your home now. Hello, how are you? You're a cool llama. Llama mama. All right, what am I doing? I'm getting distracted again. I have like the worst focus. Dude. Okay, maybe that wasn't my brightest idea. Yeah, well, sorry about that, buddy. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, I don't know if I forgot to tell you this. A lot of you guys are probably thinking, Shrew, isn't this like super easy? Can't you just like turn the lava into cobblestone with water? No, you can't. It doesn't work. They removed cobblestone generators like this. So the only way that we can... Okay, sorry about that. The only way that we can make a cobblestone generator is by using like an actual like mod that creates cobblestone generators. So that's what I'm working on right now. I then crafted a second unfired bucket using some clay, fired it into a second bucket, used both those buckets to collect 2 water sources, which I used to make an infinite water source. Then I used that second bucket to go and collect some lava, which I used to combine with some wood and glass in order to make our first cobble generator. And after that, I decided to make myself a drawer, which I placed on top of the cobblestone generators, and then I'll start producing cobble. So now we have a source of cobblestone coming in, and later on we can upgrade at several tiers. I spent a little bit of time making some more clay buckets, and while I was doing that, our cobble started to pick up pretty quickly, and it was already up at 30. And this is already up at 30, right? So we're breezy in that regard. I also want to make a wand of sorts. So I decided to make myself a building wand. So that way I would be able to place down all that cobble a little bit faster, which would make it so we could break it down a little bit quicker into ores. We're starting to get going, fellas. We're starting to get going now. I then went and collected a couple more buckets of lava, which I used to upgrade our original cobble generator into a stone one and craft a few more. So that's 2 cobble gen, or 2 tier 2 cobble generators, or whatever the flip they're called, which I'm gonna hook up right here and start getting us some cobble. I then used that upgraded cobble production to start using our hammer and our wand in order to break it down into gravel, to start breaking that down into ores using the sieve, so I could finally start getting into ores. But in all honesty, before I felt comfortable sitting there sieving a bunch of gravel, I decided instead to use it to make a bunch of flint to upgrade all of our meshes into flint quality. That way we would actually start getting some proper ore production instead of this like abysmal stuff from the string. Also, quick tip from Shrew here, I forgot to tell you guys can make compressed cobble, so you can place it down a lot quicker using the wand and break it with the stone hammer and then just uncraft it into uncompressed gravel, and then that's a much easier way to do it. At least it's a lot quicker, I find. So now we can just start sieving. And this is when the mess really starts, because there's going to be a lot of resources here. After sieving all the gravel we had, I ended up getting a couple bits of iron, which I was able to use to make a couple iron ore. I smelted that so I could make myself one iron wand and an iron hammer, so that way I could break down cobble a little bit quicker, because my goal was to keep sifting until I was able to make myself a platinum hammer to break down that iron ore into iron dust to double it, because I didn't really want to just waste a bunch of iron on absolutely nothing. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Also, by the way, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I added a shrew to the back of my character design. The little like low res logo. That would look cool. Customize it a little bit, make it me, you know? And then that way when I'm laying it down, you can see my logo bouncing. Oh god, I hate it so bad. I then upgraded all of our meshes to iron meshes, meaning that now we were going to be able to get a lot of diamonds and emeralds, which was finally going to allow me to really start to progress and make a bunch of really cool systems. And on top of that, now that we had iron meshes, I could sieve dust and collect a bunch of redstone so we could start getting into automation and things like that, which I was extremely excited for, because I do not want to be doing this back-breaking sieving anymore. It is awful. That feels very nice. After finishing sieving all the dust, I ended up with a lot of redstone, so I used some of it to make some redstone blocks, so that way I could make some energy pipes from the pipes mod. And after that, I decided to make a couple of generators, get a little bit more iron and some gold, and we're vibing. I totally planned for this. This is the plan. I have planned for this. I promise. I actually have no idea if I have or not. I'm just trying to convince myself of the fact. You know what they say? If you can convince yourself, you can convince anybody. That's not what they say, by the way. They say you're an idiot. Shrew. While sieving to get those extra resources, I ended up getting a ton more diamonds and emeralds too, which was absolutely incredible. Come on, man. Oh, we got more diamonds. Bro, we got some emeralds too. I then used 6 of our diamonds in order to upgrade one of our meshes to diamond, because it gives us a significantly faster rate of getting even more diamonds. So I figured it would probably be the best bet, since we were going to need a lot of diamonds anyways, and I wanted to have some pretty close to maxed out meshes for when we started to do automation. After that, I decided that I wanted to make a wheat farm, because we didn't really have any food left, and I thought it'd be a great way to get some more dirt. So I farmed up a bunch more dirt, made a little wheat farm upstairs, and this is when I came into my first real problem: phantoms. Oh, let me down. These guys are going to be such an annoyance throughout the rest of the video, and oh, I hate them so much. But I didn't let them ruin me building my farm. And I went back up top in the morning and I finished up the farm. Now we had a good way to get wheat, because there is crouch to grow in this, and wheat can be used to also make dirt. So what I did was make a really simple dirt farm, which just had some pipes sending in some resources and taking out the dirt. And then I went upstairs and I just crouched to grow as much as I could and got a ton of wheat and seeds that I could use to get some more dirt. I then went back upstairs and I finished expanding the farm a little bit more before using some diamonds to craft myself some diamond building wands, because I wanted to expand our platform here to kind of an exponential amount, so that way we had tons of room to start working on all kinds of these little factories and things that I wanted to do. And here's a quick tip for you guys, so you guys don't screw up as much as I did the first time I played this. Make sure that you make the depth of your thing here a couple of blocks deep. Otherwise, you're going to end up in situations where you need to dig down a block in order to wire something, or for a water wheel or what have you, and not be able to actually do it. So make sure you have it 2 to 3 blocks deep before you start to use your building one, and like I did here, just to make sure you don't end up in a sticky spot later down the road. After finishing building the platform, I went downstairs to go to bed to make sure no mobs would spawn, and then when I went upstairs, for some reason there was chickens, which I haven't really actually had happen this early on. Chickens in this mod pack are stupidly OP, because there's resourceful chickens in this, meaning that you can just kind of farm all kinds of stupid OP ores and things like that. Later down the road, I even used it to get all the modium chickens, so I was super excited to be able to grab them. Oh, chickens? Oh, no way. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, shoot, I need to get those. I'm gonna actually get those like right now. How can I do stone walls? Oh, I can. Chickens in this mod pack are OP. There's resourceful chickens in it. I'm getting our chickens. We need them bad. Come. Hello, you come here. come this way. No, you come with me. 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 No. Don't go into lava. Don't go into lava. I really actually this looks very scripted. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not complaining.
You have been trapped.
Oh no, I've been trapped. Uh-oh. Oh no, I actually did try. I have to punch. Oh man. Well, that's karma. Boy, I swear to God, if you push your way out, thank you. Now you see it's. You make me a baby. Several of them. Yes! The parrots and the bats. Well, why have I never realized this as the parrots and the bats? Oh, no way. After that, I went and made a couple of stone barrels and wanted to set up a way to fill them with lava so that way I could throw some redstone into them and turn it into netherrack to hammer it down and then sieve it to make some quartz. Only way I could do that though was unfortunately setting up some waterlogged sieves so I could just sieve out some kelp. So waterlogged meshes, oh there we go, we already got one. And then grow it in order to make some stupid hose thing from Create that could extract all the lava and not actually take any of the lava source. We need some copper casings. Now I don't know if you guys know how this works, but essentially because we're so strong, like, you know, your boy's pretty strong. He can just scrape the bark off of a tree and then grab an ingot and lather it on like it's soap. It's just, it's always so stupid to me. Just rub it on, there we go. And then we can use these casings to make ourselves some hose pulleys. And we'll make 2 of them for now. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? I don't see why not. And when I went upstairs to go set up those hose pulleys, I noticed there was a bit of weird distortion on our screen from what seemed to be the rain. And man, these shaders are still shocking me constantly of just how really cool they are. Whoa, what is the distortion on my screen? Is it raining or something? Dude, if this is rain, I'm gonna freak out. What? Oh, no way. My guys, it's raining outside right now, and when the rain hits our character, since I have the crazy shaders on, you can see the drops running down the screen. That's what the fudge, dude. And it actually like warps with the light. Oh, that's so weird. Look at that. Look at the torch and the what? Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's try to ignore that for now. Dude, that is so weird. That is so weird to me. Let's make some fluid pipes. And I also want to start making some andesite alloys. I then went and sifted a bunch of dirt so that way I could get some andesite pebbles so I could make some andesite alloys that I was going to use to create some windmills. And I just built those windmills pretty easily by using the same trick we did to get silk before with the silkworms and using that silk to make wool. And then with the andesite alloys, some sticks and wool, I was able to make a bunch of windmill sails, which was going to give us ample power for everything we needed. And I needed those windmills so I could start pumping out the lava using those hoses into some stone barrels, slap some redstone inside of it and turn it into some netherrack. So that way I could break it down into quartz and finally start some automation. Because I needed the quartz in order to actually create the automated compactor and the hammer and things like that. I then went and grabbed literally 4,000 cobble from our 2 drawers, combined it into compressed cobble, broke it all down in the gravel and turned all of that into ores because we were going to need a lot of it to set up all the automation stuff. And after that, I broke down a bunch of that compressed gravel into some sand and then I broke that down into dust so that way I could start sieving a bunch of dust and get some redstone because we also need a lot of redstone for this. I then kind of realized that there was an issue. I was kind of struggling getting that quartz using the netherrack method, so I decided that instead I was going to do the original method that it's normally used, which is just witch water. Now, it's not super complicated. You just fill a barrel up with water. Using Create, you can kind of pump it out, and then in those barrels, you just want to make sure there's a mycelium grass block below it, and it'll turn it into witch water in a couple of seconds, and then all you do is funnel in a bit of sand, and it'll turn it into soul sand in a couple of seconds, and then you just pull it out into a barrel, and you can easily just throw that into a sieve and it'll break it down into a bunch of quartz, which is just honestly the easiest way to do it. So ignore the first statement I had with the netherrack. It's useful for getting rose quartz, which is great for Create, but for normal quartz, it kind of sucks. So once I had all that quartz and stuff ready, I went and crafted a couple of iron generators, which are just these really basic generators that consume coal for fuel. And then I went and started working on some flux sieves, flux hammers, and some flux compactors, which I set up a cobble generator to that would feed some cobble into the hammers. So the way that I was going to set the system up is I was going to have a group of 3 hammers that feed into each other that'll hammer it down into dust, and then a group of hammers that will feed into 2 that'll turn it into sand, and then one that'll just be 1 hammer that'll turn it into gravel, and then 3 sieves, 1 for each of those to sieve the materials into the stuff automatically so we didn't have to do it anymore. And it all just kind of ran off of the generators. And luckily when you sieve gravel, it produces coal. So what I was able to do is I was able to directly fuel the generators using the coal that was produced by the system itself. So that should pull out of here and go into here. Yeah, lovely. And oh yeah, did I forget to mention that this whole time I was also breeding our chickens? So they're kind of getting pretty full, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's a bit overwhelming. Kind of have a chicken horde going. You don't let the sand chickens breed, they're not allowed. Their genes are undesirable. Oh no! Punch them when they are about to breed, they run away. They're like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I thought it was okay. And you're like, no. It's not okay. Your genes are bad. And then after a little friendly eugenics, I decided to start making some mystical flowers in order to get some dyes, because there's a way to upgrade our little ore producing system there by using these little upgrades that you need cyan dye for. So that was my plan, to get some blue and green dye and then to make some cyan, so I can make some cyan terracotta and make those upgrades. There we go. Can upgrade into 1 diamond one. I then installed all those upgrades, which gave us a significantly faster rate of getting those resources. Only problem though is that now we were having a bit of a power struggle. Oh, whoa. They're all getting power limited now. So I had to upgrade all of our generators into stronger ones that could produce more power. The diamond struggle was real. And this is when I remembered, oh yeah, I have chickens. I just remembered and it clicked in my mind. And this is why I wanted to breed the chickens. Oh my God, why am I forgetting these things? So we're like struggling really hard to get diamonds, right? There is something called a diamond chicken, which is just a gold chicken and a glass chicken, both of which pretty easy to do. Not gonna lie, pretty easy. So I grabbed some glass and a bit of gold and I combined it into some chickens by just shoving it into their mouth. Now we can just right click it with a bunch of gold. This thing takes 64 gold. I did not realize that it took that much gold. And breeding those guys together gives us diamond chickens, dude. Please give me a diamond chicken this time. I'm begging you. I think it did. Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. So we scoop you and you're gonna be over here in your own little gene factory. Plop. There you go, friend. And then while I was continuing to work on things around the house, I got attacked by a bunch of phantoms. No. So I ran to the hole to get into our bunker as fast as possible, and something really, really unfortunate happened. No! The phantom ended up hitting our llama and knocking him into the lava. You mother... No way he knocked our llama into the lava. Rip llama, dude. That man's been here for ages. And that just... Oh, come on, dude. Whatever. That's so annoying. I then started to work on breeding some green chickens and some diamond chickens to make some emerald chickens. Probably should have let them live, honestly, just because of the sake that wouldn't let me kill them. Okay, can you guys not? 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 Okay, we'll breed you and you and hope for an emerald. I'll take a diamond or an emerald. I think it's a diamond. Yeah. You know what? That's fine. Honestly, I'm okay with that. Ah, there he is. And while I was waiting for the breeding cooldowns on the chickens, I decided to make a little bamboo farm, which would auto send the bamboo into some barrels to turn it into dirt, and then sieve that dirt down into some pebbles, so that way I could get a bunch of andesite and things like that a lot easier. I then went and bred those diamond chickens and those emerald chickens so I could get a netherite chicken, or really an ancient debris chicken, because they're so sick. Green and diamond, and then I'll also breed diamond and green, diamond and green. Oh, I see an ancient debris chicken. Heck yeah, dude. Sweet. Let's see. Give me another ancient debris. That'd be great. Oh, it did. It actually did. Heck yeah, dude. Sweet. So now we have 2, and we can actually start to isolate those genes. Haha. Yes, sir. I then went and made a couple harvesting pylons, so that way I could harvest a bunch of seeds and things like that automatically. Before spending a bunch of time working on all those chicken genes, I then went and made something called a chicken stasis chamber, so that way I could put a couple of those lower leveled ancient debris chickens inside of it, so they would start producing some netherite for us while I was working on isolating the genes and getting the rest of them to a really strong level. And while I was waiting for those chickens' cooldowns on breeding, I made a couple photogenic insulators, so that way I could start farming a bunch of dark oak logs, because this was my preferred wood type for all the storage drawers and things like that we were working on. So having a ton of this just sitting in a drawer whenever I needed it would be incredibly useful going forward. So I made sure to do this now so I wouldn't have to worry about it later on. And a little bit after that, a bunch of netherite scrap was produced by our ancient debris chickens. So I made my first couple netherite bars, which were just, it's a huge achievement, you know, just having your first netherite in any playthrough is just, it's such a huge achievement. And make a couple pieces of our netherite, our first couple, which is lovely. Thank you, fellas. I appreciate the netherite. And what I did with those first couple bars of netherite was immediately upgrade our generators into netherite generators. So that's 6 of them upgraded to netherite, which produced 320 FE per tick, which I thought was pretty good, and was able to produce enough to keep all of our ore systems pretty powered. Let's see. Oh yeah. Much, much better. But unfortunately, we were still having a bit of a power issue. So what we ended up doing in a little bit is building a ginormous nuclear reactor from bigger reactors. So make sure to stick around because I have this massive reactor filled to the brim with diamond blocks and it is so cool. I then decided that it was about time for an expansion. So I grabbed a drawer with a bunch of cobble in it and a couple of diamond wands and I drastically expanded our platform here because I wanted tons of room to just build so much stuff. Everything is now pretty solidly expanded. And I still have 18k stone. What the heck? That's insano. And it was around now that I was finally done with the chicken genes and ended up with a bunch of full strength chickens that I was able to shove into a little room. And this is kind of cruel, but I set up a little factory farm that could process all their things for me. And this is what I ended up with. After that, I decided that I wanted to make a mob farm, except that I wanted to make it with a mob crusher inside of it in order to process all the stuff for us. And the reason I wanted to do this was so I could get some rotten flesh just to get some leather so I can make a backpack. But, you know, that's a little bit farther down the road. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a mob farm. I'm going to build a latex processing unit and a couple of other things in order to create a mob crusher. There. Mob crusher. And then once I had that mob crusher, I'm going to set it up in the mob farm with some vector plates. It works. And get it to process everything for us. Grab some of that rotten flesh, throw it down onto a drying rack from witchery, and turn it into leather, and use that leather to make myself a backpack. And then I went to go check on our chickens again. And dude, this chest is absolutely packed full of diamonds. It is kind of insane, and we are not gonna have to worry about that stuff ever again. And it was around now that I really started to think, what can I use all these diamonds for, to be honest? And I started to come up with some pretty cool ideas. But you'll have to wait and see, because those ideas are kind of cool and pretty insane, honestly. Right now, though, what I did is I went on top of the mob farm. I was planning on putting down some vector plates, so that way I could help push them into the center a lot easier. And when I did that, I realized that there was a ton of these things called blitzes up there, which, yeah, they're not fun. They're not fun, I'll tell you that much. That is a lot more than I expected. Oh no, they came out. Uh-oh, I forgot these ones are smart. Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot, oh gosh, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, I do not like this, not one bit. I get hit again, I'm dead, I get hit again, I'm dead, I get hit again, I'm dead. I'm sweating. Oh no! Oh. I shouldn't have came outside. I shouldn't have came outside. I shouldn't have came outside. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Dude, they're guarding my hole now. Eventually, once I had most of them taken out, I decided to just jump inside of the mob farm because I just really wanted to get done with the vector plates, and I had most of them just taken out already, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And luckily for me, there really wasn't any in there, so we didn't just immediately die. Okay, at least I know there's not any more in here now. Once I had a bunch of the vector plates placed around so I could push them towards the center more, I decided to then go make a bunch of this cursed chicken feed that I could feed to a chicken, and it would just kind of explode into this rotten egg. Oh god, I'm sorry. I feel bad. That I could place on some dirt and it would make some dreadful dirt that produced so much mobs, it was not even sensible. So it was going to increase our mobs just kind of production so much, allowing us to really start to get a lot of stuff with that. And after that, I decided that I wanted to set up a system that would auto smelt and break down all the ores that we were getting from our sifting system. So what I was going to do was use Mekanism for that, and it's going to be kind of a mess. So for now, I just instead made a couple of enrichment chambers and a couple infusing factories so I could start creating a bunch of the other machinery. And while I was doing this, I realized, oh god, I'm gonna need so much power. So I decided to look into making a gigantic reactor from bigger reactors, and this is what I need all those diamonds for: cooling the reactor. I was going to fill a gigantic reactor with just diamond blocks, dudes, and it is so cool. And while I've been working on things, every now and then wandering traders show up with some pretty crazy trades for some diamond tools, so I always make sure to trade with them and grab some crazy tools like this pickaxe here, which had fortune 4 and mending with unbreaking 5 and efficiency 5. So yeah, of course I'm gonna get it. Okay. Both of those are actually pretty good. There you go. I grabbed the blue thing because it's a blue thing, and the other thing because I am like, dang, that's a pretty decent pickaxe. And after that, I decided to start looking into making the bigger reactor, which means that I needed a bunch of graphite. And how you get graphite is you just use a blast furnace to smelt a bunch of coal into graphite, and then you can use that graphite with some smelted uranium and iron to make some casings and the terminals and things like that. So that's what I was doing right now. Also, I forgot to mention, while I was working on making the reactor, I decided to upgrade my backpack to a large backpack, giving us so much space to carry all the things in order to work on the reactor, because just making all these trips and having all these resources just shoved into my inventory wasn't really working out very well. Anyways, back to making the reactor. And once I had all the materials collected, I went and started making the reactor. Now, the first reactor we make is going to be pretty small, and I'm gradually going to be increasing the size of this thing to a just massive amount. As I was setting up our first larger reactor, I came to a bit of an issue with wanting to run the power over. I wanted to put it under the reactor. Only issue though is that there was lava down there. So I ended up coming up with a really cool solution, which is making some netherite diving gear so that way I can swim under the lava. And yeah, do you remember earlier in the video when I said there ain't no way I'm swimming in that lava? I take that statement back because I am 100% swimming in that lava. I used the opportunity of being fire immune to expand our platform down a couple of blocks so that way I could dig below our reactor and pipe all kinds of power into where I wanted to set up the big factory for Mekanism. I then finished off our first kind of large reactor. It wasn't very big, and later on we're going to be making things that could fit 5 of these. But I finished it up and then I added a bunch of diamond blocks into it to act as moderators so that way I could make the reactor work even better before going and starting to work on Mekanism, making a couple of other factories and realizing, okay, yeah, I'm gonna need to make a way bigger reactor. Is that still burning more energy than I'm creating? I then decided to start working on some atomic alloys so that way I could upgrade a bunch of our stuff by getting a bit of obsidian, using the lava barrels we had before, and just placing water on top of them makes it turn into obsidian. So it's the only way that I could find to get obsidian pretty easily. So that's what we ended up doing. I ended up using all that obsidian to make a bunch of refined obsidian and then a bunch of atomic alloys so that way I could turn a bunch of our elite factories into ultimate factories. But I decided to put a pause on that really quickly because I wanted to make a jetpack because the long trip between our reactor and where our factory was starting to get on my nerves. So I built a cool little jetpack and then I had to make a thing to power it. Okay, there's our emerald jetpack, and I think that's the last one. Unless we wanted to make a creative one, which I'm not doing. That's dumb. Then I just need a cell there. This is the only one that I know for a fact works because I've done it before. This one right here. Why are you filling up so slow? Oh, never mind, you're not. Good. So this fill it with energy. It's gonna take a little while, like a long while to be honest. Okay, I'll take the jetpack and put it on for now, just so I can actually get this things done that I need. There you go, check us out. Now we're zooming. I then decided that I probably needed a lot more power and a bigger reactor. I'm gonna increase the size of our reactor, I think. So then I grinded the reactor parts in order to make this thing absolutely massive. Oh, fellas, this looks so cool. Look at this. Oh my God, dude, it's so cool. It is absolutely packed full of diamonds. Oh my God. If you guys thought that this behemoth of a reactor was the final product, oh no. This is just the beginning because it's gonna get even larger. All right, well, I think I'm gonna have to make the reactor even bigger. And then for some stupid idea that I don't really remember, I decided that I wanted to fight a wither, which was kind of stupid and didn't really work out great. I decided to make a big obsidian box, hoping that it would stay inside. Please don't just break the obsidian, I really hope. Cheers. He broke the obsidian. It didn't stay inside. So I ended up losing it in the sky, not being able to kill it. And for the rest of the playthrough, there's just this stupid wither boss overlay that's going to be in the bottom of the screen for pretty much the entire video. He's healed. He's fully healed. He heals. What am I supposed to do about the healing? He heals. And then for some reason, I made a second attempt using some tinted glass from Mob Utils, which is supposed to be weatherproof. And I think you can guess what happened next. I cannot afford to let this one escape. I really can't. Please don't escape. I'm asking you nicely. Please. Pretty please.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
You son of a mother.
Watch your profanity.
I have the netherite sword now. If I get my timing really well, I might be able to manage it. And after a long fought air battle, I actually managed to take him out, which was kind of surprising to me, not gonna lie. Oh, let's go. Oh, okay. That was close. Where's the stuff? Oh, okay. Okay. We're good. We didn't lose anything. Okay, I was worried for a minute there. Like, actually super worried. Okay, we're all right. Everything's all right. Everything's all right. Wait, why did I want to do that in the first place? It's like completely useless. I feel dumb. I feel very dumb. Yeah, so right now it was pretty useless. But later on, in a little bit, I ended up actually needing it. So it was kind of perfect that I ended up getting it now. All right, I think I should maybe upgrade the reactor again so we can have it more power. Because we're still kind of power limited, oddly enough. So let's do that. If we had just a little bit more power output, I think we'd be breezy. Still producing 96,000 RF a second and still just not producing enough. Well, I guess we're gonna have to go absolutely bananas with it then. And bananas with it I did, because I went absolutely crazy and built this thing to a massive level. But right before doing that, I decided that I wanted to upgrade all of our factories to the max level. So I crafted a bunch of ultimate factory upgrades and I put them all onto our factories and I upgraded them all to the max level. And with that done, now our fate was set. We 100% needed to make a bigger reactor in order to support all of these ultimate factories. So I spent the next while just making this thing massive. And honestly, it was huge, but this still wasn't the largest that it's going to be. And I ended up figuring out how to optimize it and make it even better for the size that it was. Figuring out that you wanted to put a good bit of space between each fuel rod and fill it with coolants like diamond blocks in order to make the reactor significantly more efficient. But sorry if I end up sounding like a broken record, but you'll have to stick around and see that because I ended up waiting a little while to do it because I honestly didn't figure this out until maybe a couple of days later when I was just scrolling on YouTube and I saw a tutorial for how to make bigger reactors and saw how they spaced it and I was like, oh, I'm really dumb. So make sure to stick around and see because I'll be sure to explain to you guys so you guys can really figure it out and do it yourselves. Do you guys really want to go into the reactor that badly? You can go in there if you want. You ain't gonna like what happens. I'm gonna tell you that now. Last chance. You getting radiated or not, friend? You going in or what? Honestly, I was getting pretty annoyed with this stupid wandering trader, so I decided to take away his choice, and he is about to be exposed to the full force of Chernobyl. Go inside. I am going to burn you. Oh, this is gonna be real fun. You're gonna feel just my wrath. Oh, prepare for my wrath, friends. You're about to feel anguish. I don't know if that's the right word. They're gonna suffer the worst death imaginable, which is radiation poisoning. They're like, please let us out. Don't do this. Please. No. Suffer. Suffer. Hey. Keep doing that. You're gonna change your tune real fast, friends. Really, really fast. Trust me. I might change my tune soon if I don't get out. Got it. All right.
Time to die.
All right. Suffer. Yeah, it turns out that these guys are like Parker Hulk or something. They can just absorb all that radiation and just turn it into rage. Genuinely, though, I actually don't think there's mobs spawning in my reactor. It's large enough to spawn critters now. That's pretty funny. Why are we not getting any power? What the heck? We're not even reaching 100K. What do you mean? I guess the inside really does matter then. Who would have known? What's inside is all that matters. And this concludes Out of Context Life Lessons with Shrew. With the behemoth finally built, I filled it up with a bunch of diamonds and graphite to help cool it and act as moderators before going over and seeing how much power produced, which was around 300,000 and was finally enough where it was pretty much all we needed for now. Did all of that only increase the efficiency by like 5K? Later on, like I said, I do find out a way better way to work this and it's a lot better. But for now, at the very least, this still works really well. Oh, it is like right there too. It's right on the cusp. It's not idling in or losing power anymore. It's just barely holding on to its power. And it's just barely powering these, right? Oh no, these are all getting full power now. Let's go, finally. All of that, so I could do that. And now I have to make another electrolytic separator because I don't have enough of them. So you guys might be asking yourself, why did I need electrolytic separators? Well, in order to make oxygen from water, I needed an electrolytic separator, but why did I need oxygen? Well, the purification chamber, which is the kind of backbone of my entire factory, needs oxygen in order to separate any of the resources. So it's kind of stupid. And the worst part is that the electrolytic separators use so much power. So I ended up having to create just boatloads of power just to make that oxygen in order to create the beginning of our system. And I probably could have just made a weaker system that worked with less power, but that's unfortunately just not what I did. Are we finally producing enough oxygen? No, we're not. What do you mean? How much oxygen do you guys go through? What the heck? We're gonna have to make like so many more of these electrolytic separator things. And it was around now that I finally realized and got around to fixing our reactor. So apparently I am gonna want to remove these fuel rods. So I destroyed all the fuel rods in the center. So apparently you want to have them be spaced 4 apart, like have 4 spaces around them for cooling. And then I reorganized them so there was plenty of space between them to cool it all down. So now what we can do, I think, is surround these in diamond like this. Now, my plan eventually is going to be just having diamonds in there, but I didn't really have enough to make it all diamond. So what I ended up doing was surrounding all of them with 1 block of diamond in all cardinal directions, because that's how the cooling works. And then what I did is I surrounded the rest of it with graphite until I was able to get a bunch more diamonds later on and fill it all with diamonds. But for now, this is gonna have to work. And it worked really well, because we were almost getting 500k almost immediately after I turned the switch on. So yeah, eventually we end up getting like 1,000,000 RF a tick, which is just insane how much power we produce this way. Before we were getting, oh my god, before we were getting maybe 250. Look at this. What? 500,000 RF a tick. Okay. This is definitely the more efficient way to do it then. Now that we had nearly double the amount of power output, all of our electrolytic separators were getting ample power, getting a ton of oxygen into our purifying factories. Only problem though is that they weren't upgraded yet. Some of you guys have upgraded. Okay, some of you guys don't have any upgrades yet. I'll make some speed and stuff upgrades then. So I decided to upgrade all of our electrolytic separators to make it so they produced tons more oxygen. Geez, none of you guys are power limited. That's insane. How are we still not producing enough oxygen? Do I have to make even more electrolytic separator things? I think so, which somehow still wasn't enough oxygen, so I had to make even more and then max those too, and we finally were able to produce enough oxygen, which got our factory working at pretty much max speed. I think we're finally almost holding oxygen high enough. Oh wait, never mind, we are actually getting enough oxygen. They're all maxed out. Oh heck yeah. Oh sick. So this is the max. This is the maxed. And dang, this thing is producing like 20,000 ingots every couple of minutes. It is absolutely crazy. After that, I decided to make another dimensional cell because I realized that you could set it up so you have one dimensional cell in the overworld where we are now that's being fed by our reactor, and then you can have another one on your person that is collecting the energy just through dimensions. So that way I'm able to go to the end and things like that and still have a backup battery to charge my jetpack if need be. Oh, no way. And that works between dimensions too? Oh, whoa. So that'll be, I can fill my jetpack like that between dimensions then. Oh, sweet. I mean, we can go to the end then, honestly. So yeah, with this new revelation and having a jetpack, I decided, you know what, dudes? Let's go to the end. This might be pretty fun. So I did a little bit of preparation and I made myself an end cake, which is how you go to the end in this mod pack. And then I chomped down on that cake and I sent myself to the end.
All right, let's do it. To the end.
As soon as I entered the end, I zoomed after all of his towers. Because we were able to fly, I was able to get a really good angle and just take them out with our crossbow with literally no issues whatsoever. And to be honest with you guys, this man stood absolutely no chance now that I could fly too.
But you didn't expect me to be able to fly too, did you, Chica?
Ooh.
Get doinked. Get doinked. Get doinked. Get doinked.
And she refused to go down without a fight, pulling some tricks out of her sleeve and nearly taking us out several times.
Ah! Ouchie. You know you want to. Ow. Ooh, I'm almost dead.
At one point, she even managed to somehow leave us with half a heart of HP that I only just healed back just seconds before being hit. But eventually, all giants must fall, and I ended up taking her out with one last arrow that dropped her down.
There we go. Okay, that was all right. We're okay. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. We's all good. We's all good. Oh, you are not happy. What in the world? Yo, those beams be weird.
Of course, I collected her egg using the torch that was on the portal, and then I decided I'm gonna go explore the ancient cities and see what I can't find out that way.
We can zoom around. There's unobtainium here, supposedly. That's the main reason why I wanted to come here.
Unfortunately for me, unobtainium kind of seemed unobtainable because I couldn't find this thing anywhere. But I did find a lot of cool legendary gear that I made sure to grab, along with some pretty cool legendary gems from Hypothesis. And yes, before anyone says it, I know it's an ore. And yes, I spent a good couple of days just looking at the underside of a bunch of Ender Islands and a bunch of stuff like that because it's supposed to spawn in the Highlands. I still didn't find any. And this was pretty much the only highlight of the entire end trip, was finding this kind of pretty cool gear. So since I couldn't find any of the unobtainium, I decided that I was just going to go home and work on getting some aldomodium, which was going to be a little bit more simple, although significantly more annoying, because I had to do a bunch of stuff with IC2, which is just such a loud mod. All the machines are really, really loud. It drives me insane. But in typical Shrew fashion, I didn't realize till way later on, I could have just made an aldomodium chicken, and it just works so much better, and you get so much aldomodium from them, and it's just frustrating. But at the moment, I was just making some stuff with IC2 so I could make a bunch of UU matter and use that UU matter to turn gold into aldomodium. Now, the first step to do this was getting a bunch of rubber from some rubber trees, and then I used a bunch of the sticky resin that I got from those rubber trees and put it into a chicken to make a sticky resin chicken, so I'd have a consistent source of it. And then I would have to smelt that sticky resin into rubber, use that rubber to make some cables with some copper, and use all of that to start working on a bunch of machinery like generators and batteries and things like that. I hate the generators in this so much. And now you're gonna end up seeing why I dislike this mod so much. The second I put some fuel into these generators, they're just so loud and there's no way to muffle them. And thanks to the magic of editing, you guys don't have to hear what I was hearing, but just so you have an understanding of how bad it is, I'm gonna give you guys a little taste. So prepare yourselves. The sounds are so miserable and there's no way to muffle them. Like, you can muffle the pulverizers and stuff, you can't muffle these. I can't find a way to do it, at least until you get into the later stages of it, and then some of the stuff you can muffle. But after making the generators and a couple other things, I went and made a rare earth metal extractor, so that way I could start making some magnets, and I could use the magnets to start making the UU matter things, which means I just needed a stabilized machine block, and then to use that to create a mass fabricator. Now, the mass fabricator, how it works, uses massive, and I mean massive amounts of energy in order to convert pretty much thin air into UU matter, which you can use to create pretty much anything. And you can also kind of supplement it with recycled materials that you get from a recycler to kind of increase it and use it as an amplifier. So I set up a couple of recyclers that would recycle some metal into metal scraps that would send it into the mass fabricators so they could create UU matter, and it takes a long time. I mean a long time to create this stuff. And let me just get this out here now. I apologize if this is kind of just breezing past this and not really going into depth. I don't like this mod. I really don't like IC2. It's really loud and it's just kind of very annoying in a sense. It's a really cool mod and I probably would love to learn about it, but it just doesn't hit me in the right spots. So I'm sorry if I don't really explain stuff much. It's because I don't really know myself what I'm doing and I don't really like it all that much. And again, I'm really sorry and I hope you understand. Thank you for your understanding if you do. I really do appreciate it. And now I stupidly used our first aldomodium to create a teleport pad, because normally in all the mods, you can make a teleport pad to go to the mining dimension and just mine aldomodium. You can't do that here. It's disabled. So you have to go to the nether and it just sends you to this other weird corrupted biome that has some other weird materials like vibranium in there, but no aldomodium. So yeah, it was pretty stupid of me, I'm not gonna lie. So I went back home and I was trying to figure out, well, what can I do? And I ended up coming to the conclusion that I could just make a laser drill and use that laser drill to get me some aldomodium. Again, not the smartest thing ever, but I did end up creating a couple lenses and then working on the drill until I realized that I needed to use it in a deep dark biome. So I had to start working on a bunch of stuff in Ars Novo in order to create a deep dark biome on our island, and this is when things got really crazy. So I went and sifted some leaves, got some archwood saplings, which I used to make a bunch of imbuement chambers to create some source gems. And then I used those source gems to make myself a source jar and a way to collect a bunch of source using some fuel like coal. And then I had to hook all that up into a ritual that would turn a biome into a deep dark biome. I guess I'll just plop the brazier here and then put that here. It turns this into a skulk biome, I believe. Oh, what the heck? Yeah, it is. That's deep slate. Oh, that's so cool. I'm scared though, because I don't know what this is gonna do now. So this should be deep dark.
It is deep dark. So I'm gonna go and grab my laser drills.
Yeah, for some reason I didn't realize that I needed a laser base in order for the laser to work. So I made this deep dark biome and got everything ready, but I didn't have a laser base. And in order to make the laser base, you need a bunch of aldomodium.
So you actually do need, shoot. Oh, and that means I have to do that.
Oh, and if that wasn't even the worst of it, I didn't know how the deep dark really functioned because I've never actually been into one. So I started to screw around with the skull sensors to see what they did. Yeah, I think you guys know what happened next.
How do these skulk sensors work? Oh. Uh-oh. Did I do a dumb? No. Weird. Part of me thought it would spawn the warden.
And stupidly, for some reason, I was under the impression that, oh, maybe the warden just can't spawn. So I just kept screwing around with the skulk screecher and just jumping up and down on him. And after a little while, someone wasn't really pleased and kind of showed up.
Oh, that made a different sound. Oh, I got a little too confident. That made a different sound.
Oh, I made an uh-oh. Oh, I did make an uh-oh.
Sick 'em, boys. Get 'em, boys.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Oh, he's fast.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Oh my god, he's so scary.
Oh, shoot. Yo, my jetpack's gonna run out of fuel soon.
Yeah, this boy's got a lot of health. But after a while of taking some cheap shots with my crossbow, I actually managed to take him out, which was pretty nice. And it actually gave me some decent rewards in the quest book.
Oh, I got him. Let's go.
And after killing the warden, I decided to set up some things using power so I could energize a bunch of this weird ore that I got from using alchemistry called thulium. So I was able to energize that into vibranium because I needed that in order to make the laser drill base. And while I was doing that, I finally realized that there was aldomodium chickens in this, and I went and spent the rest of the time making a bunch of those.
Bro, I could make an aldomodium chicken, and it's like remarkably easy. Oh my god. I'm actually so mad at myself this whole time. Oh my god. Like, I thought the modium chicken would be really hard. It's not. Like, it's actually not. It's a Charis Sortus Quartz and Enderium, right? And the Enderium one is just Singulum and lead, and Singulum is just silver and tin. Like, I could easily make that. That's remarkably annoying. I could have had aldomodium so much easier than this. Like, actually so much easier.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, it took me until day 99 to figure this out, which is just really annoying.
It's day 99.
And I also got another free aldomodium from the quest line when I killed the warden.
Oh, I get one for killing the warden? Where? Oh, there it is. Oh, sick.
After that, I went and collected a bunch of skystone dust that I was getting from our sifting system and turned that into sky stone, which I crushed up into sky stone gravel. And I put that through a sifter, which sifted a bunch of charged Certus quartz for us, which I used to make a charged Certus quartz chicken. Try saying that 10 times fast. After that, I made a bunch of Enderium, and I made an Enderium chicken, and I just started breeding those guys until I ended up getting my first aldomodium chicken.
Give me an aldomodium chicken, please. I beg you. I actually beg you, please. Dang it, it's an Enderium. Okay, that's fine. That's all right. We can hold off. Give me an aldomodium chicken, please.
No, I got 2 more Enderium ones. Why? Why do you do this, you mother lover? And as I was just giving up hope, it finally happened.
Give me the thing, please. I beg you.
We got it! We actually got it! No way! I was starting to think it was impossible. Oh my god! We actually got it! Oh my god! 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 Oh my god!
You go there. You go there.
Yes, dude. No way.
He'll give us aldomodium then. Fudge, yes. Oh my god. And I'll continue to breed more of these then too, and hope to get more aldomodium chickens. Breed you two again. Can you give me another one? Any chance? No. I think that's an Enderium again.
No, it is another aldomodium. Let's go. Yes. Oh, really had to wait till the last couple seconds to give me that. No way. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that's actually so good. I'm breeding them really quickly. Breed. Give me another aldomodium chicken. I really hope this works.
I can isolate their genes. Oh my gosh. I can isolate their flipping genes. No way.
Oh, that's actually so nice. Yes, dudes. So in the next 100 days, we'll have tons of Aldomodium, like absolute buttloads of it, because I'm about to breed and just absolutely I'm going to flip and gene isolate these guys so hard.
And that reminds me, if you guys want to see another 100 days of me playing in this world, make sure to hit that like button. I'm making the like goal 10,000, which I think is pretty crazy, but I think that you guys can totally do it. And while you're down there, why don't you also smack that sub button if you enjoyed? I'm trying to hit 100k subs so I can host a gigantic server with all of you and do a crazy video. So if you guys want to see that happen, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any tips or anything for me, or things that you want me to do differently, make sure to leave a comment. That way I know if you guys like this video more than my others, or if there was things that you want me to change.
Dude, so we have 3 Aldomodium chickens that are all absolutely vibing. And then on top of that, I'm breeding 2 more. Like, let's go, dudes. Let's actually go. Look at Aldomodium. Look, we're getting so much of it now. Let's go. I think it's about time to call it, though, unfortunately. That sun's rising.
So that's it. This was 100 days in all the mods VolcanoBlock. I hope you guys enjoyed, because I had a blast playing this, and if you want to see more, make sure to let me know by hitting that like button, commenting, and subscribing. And with all that out of the way, I hope you enjoyed. This has been Shrew, and have a good night.